Welcome to the Ash Ketchum Catching Challenge. A quick reminder of the rules for those who haven't watched the rest of the series. Pikachu must be the starter. Any Pokemon used must have been caught by Ash Ketchum in the relevant anime season. Other starter Pokemon will not appear. And any evolution has to have canonically happened. Welcome to episode 8. This is the final episode of the Fire Red portion of this series. I hope you all enjoy, like, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. The episode starts with me heading in to fight Lorelei. Lorelei? I don't know how her name is pronounced. She sends in Dewgong first, and I start with Pikachu. I set up with Rain Dance, and immediately gets cancelled by Hail. I give up on trying to battle that out with the weather and get off the Thunder anyway, which takes Dewgong down to Red. Dewgong uses Safeguard, and Lorelei uses a full restore to bring Dewgong back up to full. Thunder hits again, bringing it back down to Red. And Quick Attack does barely not enough, and then Pikachu folds like a wet paper towel. Pikachu's on 9 health and finally takes out Dewgong. Leave Pikachu in. And Thunder misses. Cloyster uses Dive, so I swap out for a tankier Pokemon, which in this case is Snorlax. Here comes the frustration. Not from the hail, but from the fact that Cloyster will either protect or use Dive when I'm actually really ramping up the rollout damage. Like right here, I think. Yeah, Protect. Protect actually constitutes a miss for rollout. And then it gets off the Protect twice, which is just bullshit. Cloyster uses Dive, rollout misses again. And I use Rest to hopefully heal some up. Snorlax just stays asleep for a while, and then Cloyster starts up Hail again. The first rollout misses, which is incredibly annoying. Then the second one misses because Dive automatically makes things miss. Next rollout finally hits. And then it uses Dive again. Rollout finally takes down Cloyster. And Lorelei brings in Slowbro. Rollout starts to do a real chunk of damage. Right here is when it starts really ramping up. Slowbro uses Yawn, that gets taken out by the last rollout. I switch out to Pikachu, who immediately gets knocked out by the spikes. Because I forgot about them. So I bring out Lapras. It's now Lapras versus Lapras, and mine uses Strength while hers uses Body Slam. The Paralyze goes off and lowers my speed just enough to where it's faster than me, despite being 6 levels lower. Lapras gets paralyzed. Strength finally takes it out. Crunch brings Lapras down to red, while Strength takes Jinx down to yellow. I use a full restore to heal up Lapras. Finally take Jinx out with another Strength. I win against Lorelei, and then I heal my Pokemon up, because going against any of the Elite Four of less than my full team is a terrible idea. Swap my Pokemon around, so Bruno's in front. Snorlax is in front, and then save, so I can just reset to after I fight Agatha if I need to. Onyx gets off the Earthquake, but Surf immediately wipes it out. Switch out to Butterfree to deal with the Hitmonchan. I get in a couple of Psybeams. Counter fails, and then it survives on like 2 health and uses Rock Tomb, which lowers its speed enough, which lowers Butterfree's speed enough for it to catch up. Which is so annoying. Yeah, it just takes out Butterfree, so I swap to Pidgeot instead. And Aerial Ace takes out Hitmonchan. I keep Pidgeot in for Machamp, and one Aerial Ace takes it down to yellow health. It's a Citrus Berry and restores a little bit. Cross Chop does a massive chunk of damage, and then Quick Attack deals the rest of its health away. Mega Kick also almost takes out Pidgeot, but a super effective Aerial Ace takes out Hitmonlee. And then I just bring Snorlax back in to deal with the Onyx. That's one shot, that's not an issue. So, next is Agatha. So specifically referring to the Let's Go version of Agatha, but could apply to this version as well. Somebody I know once referred to Agatha as Professor Oak in drag, and I've never been able to get that out of my head. It's a very cursed thought, but it does make sense. They are very similar looking. And now we get into the longest section of the script, because I forgot to separate the part with Lance. Okay. So, first Gengar comes out. Butterfree is all over it with the first Psybeam. Just takes it right down to yellow health. Shadow Punch does a little bit, but the second Psybeam takes it out. Gengar outspeeds Butterfree and uses Confuse Ray, which is incredibly annoying. But it takes a massive chunk of damage thanks to Psybeam. Air Cutter almost wipes out Butterfree, but another Psybeam does take it out. I decide to just leave Butterfree in. Butterfree gets hurt in its confusion, and then Sludge Bomb takes it out. Send in Raticate. Hyper Fang does a really nice chunk of damage, and then it gets taken down to yellow health and poisoned. It survives on 1 HP, and uses Sludge Bomb. I bring out Pidgeot, but obviously gonna heal. So Quick Attack doesn't do very much. Aerial Ace does quite a large chunk, and then it uses Screech and brings down Pidgeot's defense. Aerial Ace finally takes out Pidgeot. wherein I swap out for Snorlax to deal with the next Gengar. Trying to decide which move to use, and then it takes my choice away from me by using Hypnosis. And here is the longest chunk of, like, the script. Specifically about one Pokemon. Like, there is a massive chunk of script. Like, this script is only like a page and a half. And, like, a quarter of that is about this one Gengar. And I cannot be bothered talking that much. It is like 10 PM right now. Yeah. Nightmare is such an annoying status condition that I didn't know existed. I was hoping Snorlax would wake up and then I could rest and go back to sleep and, like, fully heal again. But no, it was not to be. Snorlax went down. Butterfree was put to sleep. And is just immediately put back into its Pokeball. Which is incredibly annoying. Does a bit, but the Hypnosis gets it, and then Nightmare does the rest. Takes Pidgeot down to 12, and then Sludge Bomb just wipes out the rest of Pidgeot's health. I outspeed Gengar, but Thunder missed, so Hypnosis went off. And I start reviving Butterfree. Butterfree is put to sleep again. I fully restore Butterfree, and then immediately get put to sleep again. I was so pissed off by this. I think it was about here that I started banging my head against my desk. So I was so sick of dealing with this one particular Gengar. Because Nightmare is a really annoying status condition that I didn't know existed. So I bring out Lapras, hoping to maybe get off the sheer cold. Hydro brings it down to red. It restores back up to yellow, and then it uses Hypnosis. Yay! I revive Butterfree again. Lapras is put into a Nightmare. I fully restore Butterfree, because they need it. Shadow Ball does a fair chunk of damage as a crit. And I use Strength, and of course this, like, Lapras survives on 2 health and then gets taken out because it doesn't... That was so annoying. That Hypnosis goes off. Again. And I just start trying to sleep powder Butterfree, hopefully. Or sleep powder Gengar. It does go off on the very next turn, which I was very pleased about. Finally taking out the Gengar with Psybeam. And then I remembered, she still had another Pokemon! Which, you know, survived on red health, put Butterfree to sleep, got healed the next turn, and then used Dream Eater, despite not needing to. Or no, it used Mean Look first. Then use Dream Eater despite having full health. Butterfree gets cursed. Gets taken down to yellow. Finally get the sleep powder off on Haunter. One more attack by the curse, and then the Psybeam goes off, I've finally beaten Agatha, and I'm so pleased with myself. Yeah, I revived my fallen comrades because almost my entire team was down, and I would never survive against Lance only having Butterfree up. It would be a constant race of, oh, I need to heal, and I would just use way too many revives, so I just healed them all at the start. Before the fight even began. I wish I had some ethers or something, but I actually used those earlier in the game when I was grinding. Yeah, I rearranged my Pokemon slightly because I thought, you know, somebody else would be out first. And then I finally go to challenge Lance. I really like Lance, he's cool. He has a cape, I love it. Also, I love the little lore that they put in with him training at the Dragon Gym in Galar. So yeah, I set up with Rain Dance, and then just get one shot by Hyper Beam, which was so annoying. And then I just sort of sat there trying to figure out, oh god, who am I going to use? But I brought in Snorlax. And I started using Rollout. Because free damage, I guess. Dragon Rage does a small bit to Snorlax. It doesn't. Rollout does a lot to Gyarados. Lance uses a full restore here. And then Curtis is immediately put back down to 2 health. Bite does almost nothing. The Rollout gets just all the way back. I leave Snorlax in for the final charge of Rollout, which just one-shots this fucking Aerodactyl. Like just, bing! You're dead, son. It's just gone. I was really happy about that. I started trying to get the Rollout off on Dragonite. Wing Attack does a fairly decent chunk of damage. Then Hyper Beam takes out Snorlax. I bring out Lapras, who I specifically had in my second slot for this very reason, because Sheer Cold is a one-hit KO on any Pokemon of the same or lower level. It was a really easy way to get rid of Dragonite. And then a critical hit strength takes care of Dragonair, and then another strength takes care of the second Dragonair. Almost. Dragon Rage does barely anything, and then second strength takes care of it. Done. Easy. So we've finally beaten all of the Elite Four, now we just have to beat Gary. Heal my Pokemon up one more time, and surprisingly not many of them actually needed it. I did forget to heal up Lapras, but it was okay. I save, and then I finally walk up to Gary, who immediately starts monologuing, which is really annoying. I start with Rollout to get some, easy, super effective damage on Pidgeot. And it really starts to, add up fairly quickly. I get 3 in, and it tanks it on 2 health. Gary uses a full restore, and then the 4th one misses, so I have to start again. Then Sand Attack lowers Snorlax's accuracy. Aerolite does a massive chunk of damage. And then a critical hit on the Rollout takes out Pidgeot finally. I leave Snorlax out, but Snorlax gets taken out by Psychic. Bring out Raticate, and use Pursuit to do a little bit of damage. Reflect raises its defense, and then I use Hyper Fang, which does a whole lot more damage. Managed to survive on 2 health, but the Hyper Fang finally takes care of it. Bring out Lapras to deal with Rhydon, which it does with just a single Hydro Pump. And I leave Lapras out to deal with Venusaur because Lapras gets hit with Future Sight, which does a massive chunk of damage. And at this point, I didn't know how Sheer Cold worked. It was just a really powerful Ice-type move that I had, and it wasn't until I looked it up that, after I finished recording, that yeah, Sheer Cold only affects Pokemon lower level than you, which was incredibly annoying. Then Lapras went out with a Solar Beam. Now bring out Butterfree and start using Psybeam, and Venusaur uses Sunny Day to let it use Solar Beam immediately, which actually doesn't do all that much to Butterfree, which is really funny. Venusaur uses a Citrus Berry and then uses Growth. Survives on red health. Then gets healed, which was so incredibly annoying. And I just have to... Venusaur gets confused. Hurts itself in confusion, and then I finally take it out with Psybeam. I realized that neither of my Pokemon with a Water-type attack are still up, so I use that opportunity to revive at least one of them. And Butterfree goes down pretty much immediately. Bring out Lapras, and Hydro Pump does a fucking fair chunk of damage. Hydro Pump does, you know, a reasonable amount of damage, and then Lapras is taken out. Because he used a full restore, and I was stupid. And then, yeah, Lapras is taken out by its bone. I bring out Pidgeot, use a revive on Snorlax, because that has a 100% accurate Water-type move. I use Pidgeot as a shield to heal Snorlax. And finally bring him out. Arcanine uses Extreme Speed, which does a little bit. Surf does a whole lot more. Arcanine gets healed again, which I was super annoyed about. I was like so close, and I was so glad it actually attacked on that turn, even though it took out Snorlax. Because then I could check who had the quick attack. I bring out Pikachu, takes out Arcanine, which I was so happy about, because if it had survived on 1 HP, I would have cried. And then Gyarados comes out, and I realize I need something better than Pikachu to deal with that, so yeah, I heal. Hydro Pump misses, I full restore Snorlax. Pikachu survives a Hydro Pump on red health, and then Thunder just one-shots Gyarados. And I was so happy about it. Yeah, that is Gary beaten. Now all that's left is to watch the ending cutscene and enjoy the credits. Arceus is still on double speed. And then we get to be put in the Hall of Fame. Get my Pokemon put in. And then we have our little ending cutscene. Saving. So our team, Snorlax, Lapras, Pikachu, Pidgeot, Butterfree, and Raticate. Not the team I was originally going to go with, but I got too burned out to bother training anyone up. And it took me 25 hours to beat the Pokemon League. Gary, Professor Oak just stands there and says nothing. And they're like, I look at the door and they're like, wait, no, wait for me. And then I start running. So yeah, that is the end of the game. God. Yeah, ending notes while the credits are playing. In interest of getting the video done on time, I cheated and raided candies to actually allow me to get up to level 60 without having to spend like 2 weeks grinding, because it was a massive slog. And I was only going up to level 60 anyway, so like that's not that big of a deal. I think if I was playing it just like as a casual playthrough, I would have gone up to level 65, just to comfortably beat the Pokemon League. But I still wanted it to be like a challenge for entertainment purposes. Yeah, now that I've cleared the Elite Four, I can confidently say that Ash's possible Pokemon choices sucked. No wonder he went out in, I think it was like the top 16 of the Kanto League. Half of his team was the regional starters, and 2 of them weren't evolved at all. Like, he had a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle. A Charizard. That's basically it. It was like Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charizard, Pikachu, Butterfree, and Pidgeot. That's not a good team. Like, this is to see if Ash's team works as a playthrough team. It does, but only if you're incredibly stubborn about it. Pikachu's like actual use dropped off somewhere around the 7th gym.
Are you still here?
So yeah, like they just don't have the raw power. Unless you're like incredibly stubborn to be getting them to that higher level and then have a lot of healing items.
I thought the show was over.
It started?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, and Ash basically caught nothing after like hang on. Raticate. Like you got Pikachu as a starter, then Raticate, Butterfree, Pidgeot. Yeah, he got basically nothing, after, like, Viridian Forest. Like, Taurus and, Mug were the only 2 he got. And one was in the Taurus was in the Safari Zone, sure, but the Mug he got in a town that doesn't exist in the anime where they were a lot more common. If he was a protagonist a game's protagonist trying to do that team, he would have 0 luck getting that Pokemon or even getting very far. Right. I am incredibly burnt out on this game. I'm actually quite glad it's over. So when I start doing Pokemon Heart Gold, it will likely be once a week rather than twice, simply because this is a lot of energy that I have to like dedicate to doing this, and I would rather have like be able to do like social stuff in my week as well. But yeah, that'll be in January, and that is the end of this portion of the series. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on my Twitch, which as always will be linked in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, everybody.